Come on. There we go. Alright, we are up. If I can get to chat, please. Perfect. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Stoned. Today, we're playing some Raven. Well, the Raven Remastered, technically. Alright, so let's, Now, these are my only settings, new game extras settings, because I've never played this before. The other thing I've done is I've gone in and turned music off. So that's literally it. But yeah, I'm pumped. Let's jump right into it. Figure out what's going on. Neat. So yeah, we got chapter 1. Well, I guess square to highlight all objects in the scene. Welcome, Cax. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bullshit. I turned down music. I shouldn't be able to hear this. Alright, let me turn the sound up. Ridiculous, holy crap. I'm breathless with anticipation.
Grilled, Miss Angry.
Turn up
the Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold?
Harold?
Harold? Harold?
Play at night at the museum.
This is no time for fun and games.
Yeah, Harold. Wait, you see it's
Calm down, I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
A copper? What are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? Well, there's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
Oh, good. Then he hasn't got it yet.
You mean the Raven's heir?
Shh! Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
do you understand? You and me, mate. We'll be heroes.
You and me, mate.
All right, now we just have to.
What?
Oh, right into your noses.
Halt! Stop! You're under arrest!
Oh, shots fired. Alright, we got I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know if we're the Raven or... I'm honestly assuming the cover is an inspector, so I'm assuming we're a cop. And the back says a murder mystery, so I'm assuming it's like point and click type murder mystery. It's supposed to be about 12 hours worth of gameplay, so depending on how many hours we do, it'll be about 6 streams, maybe more. Minimum 6, maximum like 10. if I have to do all 12, which would be ridiculous, like 1 hour a stream type of situation, then it's going rough. I'm like bashing my face against the wall, just like not digging it. Yeah, tell me how your guys' weekend's been, or however long it's been since I've seen you last. While we enjoyed this lovely music that I should not be able to hear.
Hands up!
That's my bad. I did not mean to skip that.
I'm on duty.
Put my thumb back down, and apparently this controller has a very sensitive start button.
You don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
What's your name, boy?
My name is Matthew Miller.
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
From Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. But my mom and I live in England now. She's taking care of some rich old lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment.
Alright, we're right into it, because I fucked up.
Impressive. You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
Canada.
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre. And those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels. You do know these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum. There was an explosion. A guard was severely injured.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Inspector Legrand, it's a great honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police, but it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on things.
Oh. Curious, or... I'd like to help.
Surely I can be of assistance, somehow. I saw a safe being loaded.
We have everything under control. If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
Oh.
I'm not here to enjoy the beautiful
Well,
scene.
by all means.
I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there weren't a violin case next to him.
And I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that idea?
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zellner. If you're such a clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
You're not on holiday. You're definitely... guarding?
You're guarding something.
Oh, really? And what might it be?
Could it possibly be A jewel that's making a long and perilous journey.
The only thing
You're
we know.
guessing. You can't possibly know what's inside the safe.
But if that were the case,
Then I'd ask you why the train wasn't crawling with police.
you don't want to arouse attention.
Évident. But why not?
There are enough police on this train as it is. If there were more, they'd only get in each other's way.
I can assure you that I'd pack every seat in every carriage of this train with police, if it were a matter of deterrence.
You're saying you don't want to scare off potential thieves?
Oh.
You're laying a trap.
That would explain why it's just me, and not the army, Miss Pan. All the same, I can't comment on your speculation. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better.
I probably would have figured that more of that out if I would have actually watched the cutscene, but unfortunately I did not.
Pardonnez-moi.
I can help, and I will help. You're in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zelna. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But
Alright,
how
bon
do you know?
voyage.
Oh, hello.
You cheated.
I did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put two and two together.
And what of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa, it was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either.
Giving us
All
some
right,
lore
Matthew.
about the game.
I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie, as if I were a little kid.
But you are a little man.
Whether Legrand wants my help or not, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe I can change his mind.
Do you want to learn about the game's controls tutorial? Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, to examine an item, move next to it with the left stick, use the right stick, press X, select sandwich to the paper roll towel.
This morning I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich in the anyway.
Okay, if you select the sandwich paper again, you'll see that the symbol displayed is changed. The thing appears at the bottom and says take the sandwich paper. Oh. Very good. Now press triangle up in the inventory, which you can see all items and costs on there is carrying. Use the left stick to select the sandwich paper and press X so that it's displayed on top left corner of the screen. What? Sandwich paper? Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Select sandwich paper.
I wrapped the apple core in the sandwich paper. That way I can carry it without making a mess of my trouser pocket. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day.
Where see these items that they with each other here.
The napkin came with the croissant I bought at the train station. A guilty pleasure. I don't need that either.
See your end of it, up a letter. We're putting this into the
Every
ashtray?
table has its own waste basket. Practical. No need to ever leave your seat.
That's
Every
just
table has its own waste basket.
silly.
Practical. No need to ever leave your seat.
Yeah, like what?
All right.
Everything I need to know about the game's controls. Perfect. You taught me so much. If I'm not making any progress, take a break and relax. I just started. Why would I take a break? I don't understand fishing metaphors. Is this me now? Oh.
The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in Paris and ends in Istanbul as usual. Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me. This is the first car. The coal tender should be directly beyond this door, and in front of it is the engine.
Okay.
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape of the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he. The Vicarage in the Mirror. A detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Westmacott. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage one of her plays. I'll leave it there. I'll pick it up before I get off.
Okay. Oh.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Nervous?
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money, or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
Unusual occurrences?
Oh, of course. What I really wanted to ask is, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is that cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Okay. What's circle? Just look?
The violinist is a good-looking fellow.
Okay.
And he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape of the world. But one can only hope that his violin is better tuned than he.
Very kind of you. Thanks.
Oh.
Oh, pardon me.
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucio. Professor Edgar Lucio.
Oh, a professor.
Spill a tea on me,
Are you
Professor?
a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say. May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
If you work in the British Museum, then you must have experienced the burglary firsthand.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
There was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here? On the train? No. I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No. Should I?
You don't know him? And you also don't know what he's doing here?
No. Why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. And now, please excuse me.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just, I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable. What's this?
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
We'll sort it out somehow. The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward. He was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward. He needs to bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
All right, just wait here.
So urgent.
The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express. He doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum.
Is this, like the movie A Murder on the Orient or whatever?
I don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer... It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately, just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable...
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure. May I ask what you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine. Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice. From there, we will take a ship to Cairo. As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt.
A lot of people are heading that way.
As a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see. As a writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty
2
young,
biscuits.
but he's already a professor
Sit,
at the
write 'em
British
up.
Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
Did you notice anyone else? What about the doctor?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago. Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the Raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day again? Or will you, Constable?
As much as I'd like to keep talking, Judy calls.
You were right.
Madam?
Keeping my eye on her.
As you came in, you seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best. The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally he would offer them discreetly after dinner. An extraordinary woman. Talented, intellectual, extremely rich, and the most successful writer of all time.
I'm just
Yet,
talking about
you
her
feel
like
she
a
can be
foot from
difficult
her.
on occasion, and that she's rather unhappy.
Well, she seemed quite happy.
Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy admirer. Very diligent. But she does seem a little nervous and tense. I imagine she has her work cut out for her with Matt. And a difficult boss, from what they say.
So the steward hasn't been here, like, at all for some reason.
Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth.
Can imagine.
Maybe if I just... I suppose the steward won't object to me having a look around in his absence.
Oh, okay. You got a bunch of stuff here.
The pad on which the steward writes orders, empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today.
This is funny.
The steward probably uses the scissors on hard-to-open packages. These days, nearly everything is sealed up tight. A colleague recently told me about dry powdered soup in small bags. I couldn't believe it.
Instant soup.
Perhaps he keeps the compartment keys in there.
Oh,
Locked.
damn.
Where could he be? A shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years.
Copyright
A
music.
shortwave radio. It's amazing how small these things have become in the last 10 years.
There's a guy behind my face. Dr. Gebhardt.
Ah, Mr.
Zelda.
Right.
I can't
How
see
can
your
I
face,
help
bro. Oh.
Do you know where the conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself. I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves. And didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, the rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He is not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
Any news about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
One cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular coups.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
Tell me, did you notice
So this guy seems a
anything
little
suspicious here on the train on
aggressive.
Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was stolen on the platform?
Rightfully,
No.
like,
Is there any
his
reason to be
suitcase went
concerned?
missing
No.
or whatever.
Just routine.
The other guy's
Constable
nervous,
Zerner,
something's
please
going
don't
on
think
in
I'm
his
naive.
cabin.
I spotted
And then the
inspector
chick's
from his
too
car.
nosy.
Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe we both have a good idea just what's inside.
I do indeed have a theory, but what's yours?
A ruby was stolen in London. One of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx. The second jewel, an emerald, is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly. Both
So I'm just trying
jewels
to
were supposed to
remember
be exhibited
stuff.
together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
Indeed.
And ask the right question, sort of thing.
Your newspaper caught my eye. May I borrow it for a second?
You can take the section with the article on the burglary. You're interested in that bit, aren't you?
You got me out.
Here you go.
Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Ooh, excuse me. So I wonder.
A box with a padlock.
Huh.
I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here. Locked.
Bang, bang!
Jesus.
Don't move.
Mad? Have you gone mad?
I'll shoot. Hey, my pistol.
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. One just flew past the window.
Yes, sure. Now get
What?
moving.
Oh, man.
Flew past the window? What are you
ladder
smoking,
leads
bud?
up to the roof. It will be suicidal to climb up there while the train is at full speed. The wind, the tunnels. No, I'll stay down here. I strongly suspect that the door is locked. No, it's open.
It's open. Done. Dun, dun.
Hello? Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Put the gun down, Robert. If I may introduce Constable Robert Oliver from the Yard. This is the revered Constable Zellner of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train, as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
Gray area.
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out?
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train, and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment. Report back to me.
Sir,
when you're
yes,
through.
sir.
My pleasure, monsieur.
I don't care
I'll go
about your
attend
trap.
to the door now.
Good.
You have fun.
Constable Zellner,
Yes?
don't bother us unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it's you.
Got it. Knock 4 times. Everybody got that? Knock 4 times? Okay. As long as we're on the same page.
An investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end.
Legrand's doing it. It's all Legrand. Calling it right now.
Oh, Constable? My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope. It's just that he just walked past us, silent and seething. That's usually a sign that someone's laid down the law.
I'm afraid so. He played a trick on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
I understand. And thank you. Maddie is a very lively child. Sometimes he needs a strong fatherly hand.
Where is Matt's
Got
father,
you.
if I may ask?
He's gone.
Ah.
So
I
you're single.
understand.
Could you,
Hey, baby.
leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
Oh yeah, this guy I forgot.
Yes, what is it? Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door. The noise on this train is driving me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir. It was stolen.
When did you... When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What? In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
A lot of things happened in
when you
Zurich.
last saw your purse.
In Zurich, on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs.
The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
What?
The Baroness never loses anything, sir.
I never lose anything.
I don't think she
Very
loses
well,
anything,
then.
bro.
I shall be
I
on
don't know.
the lookout
I don't
for
know
your
what's
purse.
telling me that.
If I might ask you a few questions about your fellow passengers.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse.
The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
Could we perhaps... All right. First, the purse. I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. I want to look at this.
You can easily lock the compartment door from inside by turning a little knob.
But I didn't lock it.
I didn't say you locked it, bro.
Professor, if you had locked the door from in there, you wouldn't be out here.
That's true.
Perhaps a thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment and locked it. I don't believe that... It's no use. The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it.
Okay. Too short to get a good grip. What do I got? I got pills. I got a wallet. I got toothpick. Butterscotches. Can I use the butterscotches?
The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it. I'm at a loss without a key or a proper tool.
Okay.
The bolt is too short to get a good grip
Oh,
on
really?
it. I'm at a loss without a key or a proper tool. The bolt is too short to get a good grip on
Got it.
I'm at a loss without a key or a proper tool. Hello, Matt.
You gonna be grumpy with me now, buddy?
Oh, come on. Are you going to be angry with me for the rest of the trip?
Until I get my pistol back.
I gave it to your mother.
Oh, man. Couldn't you have just raked me over the coals?
Would you have learned anything from that?
I didn't learn anything from this either.
I like you, buddy.
Should I ask for an autograph? That would be quite unprofessional. But on the other hand...
What is going on?
If I may trouble you once more. A passenger is missing her purse. Perhaps you've seen it.
So, there are thieves on the train.
It's been missing for some time now. Probably since Zurich.
The Swiss don't let go of money easily, do they?
Whoa.
Oh, pardon me. No, I haven't seen the purse.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Alright, so I feel like this is what it's gonna be, is a lot of back and forth and talking to people and having things happen and talk to this lady.
Excuse me, Lady Westmacott.
Constable Zellner, how can I help you?
A passenger's
First
purse
missing
has gone
purse.
missing.
Should be
I
interested
suppose
in that.
You haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. As you know, I only deal with murder, not burglary.
Have you asked my boy yet? Maddie is good at finding things.
I'll go and do that now. I was wondering if you might...
Let's get my
Sign
man an
your book,
autograph.
Constable Zellner?
If it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Of course it's an inconvenience, but only a small one.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
Thank you so very much. Another time. Farewell, Lady Westmacott.
Constable?
Yeah, let's go and talk to this dude. Maybe he's seen something about her purse.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
No?
Ah, Mr. Zellner.
I meant to ask, the Baroness is missing her purse.
A Baroness? This train is really full of the creme de la creme. The Queen of Crime is over there, and now a Baroness as well.
Have you seen the purse?
Unfortunately, no. Do you know Lady Westmacott? You were talking to her.
Well, I'm an admirer of her work.
Like so many others. I once read in the newspaper that only Shakespeare and the Bible sell more copies than her crime novels.
I read that too.
She must be filthy rich. As a doctor, I'd have to work 1,000 years to earn that kind of money.
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Let's look behind here, because you never know. Ooh.
I need a bit of wire or something like that to pick the lock.
Wait.
I don't need the pad, but the pencil might come in handy. When I scratch the pencil's lead with the scissors, I get fine graphite powder. I won't get a Nobel Prize for the idea, but graphite powder will bring out fingerprints at a pinch.
Cool. No, I can't do nothing with that here. Okay. So we're finding some stuff out just by doing some stuff. Let's go and talk to Buddy, little man, Maddie. Oh, I gotta back up a little bit, I think. Yeah. Bam. Didn't realize that it was, I forgot. Okay. Oh. This is gonna be really weird, but what if we try to offer him the candy?
We Swiss are crazy about trains. We don't just have a lot of railroads. We have the most beautiful ones in the world. Would you like a butterscotch?
You think you can bribe me?
I have no reason to. You made trouble and got punished for it. Take it as a peace offering.
Just 4?
If I'm faster than you, there'll only be 3.
Hey!
Friends again?
Mm-hmm.
All right then. And no dangerous nonsense anymore.
You're lucky.
Okay.
I tried to put toothpicks in those. Alright, we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
Lady Westmacott's companion, correct?
Yeah, but it's not like you think. At first I thought, boy, you must be really wicked if you need to pay for friends. But the lady's really okay. A bit odd and really old. But other than that, she's great. She likes me.
The lady has peculiar taste.
Hey!
Good to know. Let's ask about him a little bit.
Do you both live on Lady Westmacott's estate?
I'm only there for the holidays. Most of the time I'm at boarding school.
I imagine that's not very pleasant.
No, it's fine. I have friends there. You always have to be so quiet in the lady's house. And I'm not allowed to bring any friends.
Such a big house with so many places to hide and no one to play hide and seek with.
You said it.
Okay.
And how long has your mother worked for the lady?
2 years.
And your father? What does he do?
He stayed home. I used to go fishing with him. And hunting. He even let me shoot a real gun.
And
Ooh.
Then
That's
Mom
cool.
fought with him. And he left. I was 7.
We're working our way down.
And how old are you now?
In 8 months, I'll be 9 years old.
And do you already know what you want to be when you grow up? A burglar?
No, we'll see. Maybe an actor.
Really? Well, I don't know. You need a lot of talent for that. I'm an actor in a theater group, you know?
You are?
Oh, yes. And I'm one of the best in our group, if I may say so. I get really deep into my roles, you know? I don't just talk like the character. I think like him. I become him. It's the only way
No, we did it. We're the Raven.
Matt, are you okay?
I think you just have to be good at copying things to be an actor.
That wasn't bad. Disturbing.
That was good. No, that was good. Good job, buddy.
The Baroness in the second compartment over there is missing her purse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Do I ever?
Hmm?
That guy over there with the violin case?
What about it?
He picked up something in Zurich and put it in his violin case.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh?
and he made sure that nobody saw him.
But you saw him.
Uh-huh.
Did you also see what it was?
Nah, not really. But now that I think of it, it must have been the Baroness's purse.
I should look into it, shouldn't I?
I think so.
Tell me, have you seen the steward anywhere?
No. He was walking around a little while ago, though.
Hopefully they didn't forget him in Zurich.
What's he supposed to do?
I'm looking for a key to open a compartment door.
Did you check his things behind the counter?
I'm sure the drawers will be locked.
Can't you break it open? Or pick the lock like the Raven?
Perhaps. But I'd need a piece of wire or something like that.
Ask my mom. She has a lot of hairpins. She doesn't like the wind messing up her hair.
Thanks for the tip. So long.
So longer.
I like you, bud.
The violin case looks pretty old, but that doesn't say anything about the quality of the violin. The best violins are often in the oldest cases. Excuse me, sir. About the purse.
Ah, yes? Has it been found?
Someone saw you with your violin case on the platform in Zurich.
What's the meaning of this? I didn't steal anything.
Nobody said you did. I just wanted to ask you whether you might have noticed anything on the platform.
Ah, well...
Why did you think I was accusing you?
Well, I thought... because you mentioned my violin case in the context of the purse.
Apropos, may I have a look at your violin? It must be a very extraordinary piece.
Oh, that's not possible. It's a genuine Granelli.
Very valuable.
Very. And also very sensitive.
What could harm it here? Light? Air? May I ask you to open the violin case?
No, you may not. I'm not guilty of anything.
I'm afraid I have to insist.
Then I'm afraid you need a warrant. I will not stand back and let you rifle through my belongings.
Okay.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
I'll come back with this axe right here. Oh.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
Please excuse my unusual request, but Matt said you have some hairpins. Could I borrow one?
One of my hairpins?
It's a long story. It would be a big help.
Well, if you really need one.
Go ahead, Mary. The constable won't do it any harm. Will you, Mr. Zellner?
Of course not, madam.
Is this one okay?
It'll do nicely, madam. How very kind of you. Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Oh, I'm afraid not. I was totally focused on my work.
She's always got an awful lot to do, my Mary.
You have to tell me if that's not all right with you.
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want. So, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, Constable.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Thank you, I appreciate your help.
And suddenly, it's me who's the thief on the train. Oops. That was easier than expected. Batteries, a toothbrush, shaving brush. But not the key to the compartment door. Just this one. Too small for the door, but it might still be useful.
The other compartment just outside the other door?
There we go. This should help.
I don't know what it's gonna help, but sweet.
Who would have thought that one day butterscotch would remind me of my age and of all the things I had to leave behind?
Come on, there we go. Let's go. A little bit of jankiness when it comes to the controls, but I won't chalk that up to not being my controller. I'm using my red one, my straight one, red one, so the analog stick is a little aggressive on it.
I bet I could really get a grip on the bolt with these.
Well, come on then, hurry up.
Hello?
Hello? Anybody murdering people in here? Like, I'm assuming there is?
Window ajar.
Oh.
Nothing to see.
Oh, my hat, though.
Ah.
Are you okay?
Yes. Fine.
Do you have any idea why the door was locked?
I don't know. Or maybe the constant vibrations caused the lock to lock itself.
You can't possibly believe that.
Well, then what's your theory?
The conductor could have locked it from the outside. On the other hand, it could have been someone here in the compartment who locked the door from the inside.
Who? And where have they gone?
They could have climbed out there.
Who would be that insane?
You tell me, Professor. So, what are you hiding in your bag? What do you have that would be worth stealing?
No, nothing.
No valuables?
Certainly not. Not on my salary.
It was enough for a first-class compartment on a luxury train.
That's my business.
You're playing a dangerous game, Professor Lucien. I'd like to look around a bit.
Of course.
Assuming there really was someone in the compartment, and he climbed out the window, where's he gone? Wow, you have a very nice fountain pen. Privacy.
If you'd managed to decode hieroglyphics that boggled the best minds of the last 3,000 years, you'd have received a gift like that as well.
The Bible? Grimm's fairy tales, Moby Dick, and gin, whiskey, and rum. All classics. I really wonder what the professor is hiding from me. But I can't just rifle through the luggage of innocent citizens. This is the 60s.
It's true.
No, nothing interesting.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to make what I suspect are fingerprints visible.
And? Found anything?
Unfortunately, no. There are only a couple of fingerprints on the window. It was probably cleaned before departure, but the prints I can see look like glove marks.
Well, wouldn't you expect that? What professional burglar wouldn't wear gloves?
Which makes me wonder what a professional burglar would hope to find in your compartment.
I don't have anything to say to that.
I thought as much. It was worth a try. What's this?
Button?
What do you have there?
It's a button. From a suit or a uniform, I guess.
The burglar might have lost it.
Maybe. Or maybe not. If I notice anyone with a missing button on his jacket, I'll ask him about it. But I wouldn't get my hopes up. If there was a burglar, he climbed out the window and jumped off the train. He's hiding something from me, and I have to find out what it is. Professor Lucien?
Yes?
Oh, nothing.
Well, good.
Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye.
I would rather use the powder on the lock itself, especially if somebody did lock the door or whatever. That probably would have been a better place to do it, but
all right, Matt. Tell me now. The violinist won't let me check his violin case.
Of course he won't. He's hiding something. Try and distract him, then you can have a look at his case.
Yeah.
What do you suggest?
I could tell him there's a suitcase full of money in the next carriage. If he's a thief, he'll definitely want to take a look at it.
I don't think he'll fall for that.
Or I can insult him and then run away. He'll try to catch me, and you'll have a chance to look in that violin case.
Now that I think about it, this is something I have to attend to on my own. It would be expecting a bit much from a little boy.
Little boy? You must be kidding.
Sorry, Sheriff, but your idea about distracting him is good all the same. So long.
So longer.
Wait. I can open this window?
Would you be so kind as to close the window?
No, I'd like some fresh air.
But I don't want to catch a cold.
You're not alone on this train. I want the window open.
Swiss politeness doesn't seem to be what it used to be. I'm not going to catch a cold because of you. Go somewhere else if you don't like it.
I've no idea what I'd say to Matt. That makes no sense. The violinist would close the window immediately, and I wouldn't have enough time to search his violin case. I I've no idea what I'd say to that.
Oh, yeah.
The tip of the toothpick is stuck between the window and the runner.
What nerve! I'll complain to your superiors. Hey, what are you doing there?
I was taking your case for safekeeping, since it was left here unattended. When I picked it up, the cover unlatched.
I never leave my violin unattended.
Ah, then no one else could have put this purse in your case.
Someone must have snuck it in, like you.
Aha, for sure. And you have a pistol in the case because...
I don't owe you an explanation. It's mine. I have a gun license. Now, take the damned purse to the Baroness and leave me in peace. Just get lost.
It won't be that easy. I'll report the incident to the Italian authorities in Venice.
Boom.
Oh, Inspector, did you find the Baroness's purse?
I did indeed.
You did? Out of my way, James. Oh, wonderbar. Tremendous work, Inspector.
Constable, Baroness. Constable Anton Jakob Zellner at your service. May I ask you where this beautiful train is taking you?
To the madhouse, I'm afraid. One is close to the brink of insanity with this constant shaking and rattling.
Have you ever tried flying, Baroness?
Do you know how little luggage one is permitted upon an aeroplane? It defies all reason and good taste.
Just go down the line.
Burglary at the British Museum?
Heard about it? I'm directly affected by it.
How so?
I'm in charge of the Friends of the British Museum. And for your information, I'm financing the exhibition.
Exhibition? What exhibition?
The exhibition in Cairo. Where did you think we were
You're going to Cairo as well?
The Sphinx was supposed to be exhibited together for the first time in decades. Now that one of them is gone, the exhibition will be rather less sensational than we'd hoped.
On the other hand, there's a chance that all the uproar will generate more attention, and that the exhibition will still be a great success.
Perhaps, but we wanted to show them both together. That was the whole point.
Can you tell me anything about your fellow passengers, Baroness?
No, not really. I could hardly care who's penned up in here with me. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Lucien is here, the professor. Poor fellow. The eye of the Sphinx that was stolen belonged to his collection.
Professor Lucien is an Egyptologist.
But of course. As director of the Egyptian department of the British Museum, he has to be. The whole burglary thing really upset him. Director Thomas told me he was a nervous wreck.
I'll take my leave of you now, Baroness, and I do hope your journey becomes more bearable.
Yes, indeed. Inspector.
Why didn't you mention this, my dude? Oh, I got so many things going on here. Okay, so much lore.
Professor Lucien.
Door is open.
We have some stuff to talk about, my good sir. Excuse me.
How can I help you, Constable?
You're not only going to Venice, are you? Could it be that your journey will continue? All the way to Egypt, perhaps? I'm on your side, but the more you lie to me, the more difficult you make my job. I believe you and the inspector do know each other.
Well, what makes you think that?
It seems like the two of you are running a haulage company specializing in safes.
I won't comment on that. It's a matter of international importance.
Tell me, Professor, would you happen to have a key in your briefcase? And if so, would it still happen to be there?
Then all would be as it should.
That's what we hope, at least. All the same, it would have been a simple matter for a thief to make an impression of it. Right, Professor?
Oh.
And the break-in? It wasn't an issue for you? Even though you're the head of the department where it occurred?
All right. The burglary was most upsetting. And shocking. And I didn't know what to do, okay?
And you couldn't just tell me that.
The fewer people who know about it, the better. I can't trust anyone.
I'd like to look around a bit.
Of course.
See, I have something to do with this window here.
I can only make out faint traces. Whoever was in this compartment was wearing gloves. Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye.
Okay, so solved Baroness's drama, spoke to the professor, kind of got to the center of whatever's going on with the professor. Don't need to talk to the Baroness anymore. Let's go to the saloon car.
Pardon me, sir. We could have used you a few minutes ago.
Uniform. Oh, and gloves? Oh wait, let's talk to the Baroness.
I don't think the Baroness has any more information for me.
Damn.
And she's not the most pleasant conversationalist either.
I don't care. Not you, anyway. You're wearing gloves.
The butler, this James, seems to have escaped the Baroness. Good day to you, sir.
Can I be of any assistance, sir?
I wanted to ask you a few questions. If you'll pardon a rather odd question, are you really named James? That would be a lucky coincidence in your line of work.
My name, sir, is Clive Alfred Inch.
Your second name is Alfred, yet the Baroness calls you James.
Madam considers James to be the only forename suited to a butler, sir.
Where did you and the Baroness board the train?
In Paris, sir. The Baroness was there on behalf of a charity that she supported for many years.
So you weren't in London when they broke into the British Museum?
We may have been, actually. We left for Dover bright and early the morning after the burglary. But it was in Paris when we first heard of it. The morning paper in London didn't mention the unfortunate event, sir.
And just 2 days later, you're on a train bound for Switzerland. The Baroness certainly gets around.
Indeed, sir. We are practically always on the go.
What can you tell me about the Baroness?
Nothing, sir. A butler does not tattle.
Butler? Many would say it's a strange job.
It is true that I am one of a dying breed, sir. The war claimed a generation of butlers.
Have you been to war as well?
Indeed, sir. I was a groom for a cavalry officer.
When you British talk about war, one is never sure which war you mean. It seems the situation hasn't changed much since the 30 Years' War, has it?
Shrapnel from a bomb dropped by a Fokker would not have wounded me in the 30 Years' War, sir.
No, of course not. Goodbye, James. Or Alfred. I don't think you can tell me anything more of interest. The butler, this James, seems to have escaped the Baroness.
Not like anything about the fact that he's wearing gloves or... So where did that guy go? He bumped into me and went behind me when I come in. So where is he now? Oh, maybe the lady knows.
There are thousands of things I would like to ask her, but nothing would justify neglecting my duties here on the train.
Okay. I need to figure out where that button come from.
Inspector Lebron,
anything to report?
Lots of stuff. Alright, I'll talk with your stupid trap.
Right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
Well, I didn't care.
That someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With an eye? An eye on its way from Zurich to Cairo.
Someone has done his homework. Well done, Constable.
I got Professor Lucien into his compartment using a pair of pliers.
Did you notice anything inside the compartment?
The window was open. Someone could have climbed out.
And the professor?
Acted suspiciously. He rummaged around in his leather bag.
And?
He seemed to have found what he was searching for.
Good. Good work.
Now, perhaps you could give me some information.
All right. We should...
What? The light's gone out. Flashlights!
I don't know what that was, but...
Get off me!
There, sir. An envelope.
My dear Nico, you should take a closer look at the box. R.
What the dickens? It's an...
Away with it!
Take cover!
No! Sucks because I had 2 more questions to ask.
Oh, dear. Oh.
Is everyone all right? Are you hurt?
Only emotionally. Does that count?
Quick thinking. Well done, Zellner.
New pictures unlocked. It's called. I just got Survivor, whatever trophy that is. They keep
the
popping
tunnel
off in the top
collapsed. Then he's
left.
trapped. Hurry, we have to lock the second exit.
Sir, there's a fire up ahead. The engine's burning.
It's a distraction. Hurry, block the exit.
But, sir...
The fire will consume all the oxygen.
He's right, Inspector. A fire in a narrow tunnel is extremely dangerous.
Merde. Go to the front of the train, find the engineer, and tell him to move the train out of the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? You have to uncouple the freight car. You understand?
I understand.
I'll see to the passengers. They should all wait in the tunnel. We'll check each one in turn as they go out.
Let's get to it.
Can I have a flashlight, please? So dark.
I'm sure I could uncouple the car if I only had enough light to see what I'm doing. I'm sure I could uncouple the car if I only had enough light to see what I'm doing.
Why don't you walk around and figure out what's what?
The inspector's trap failed. The thief must have got wind of it. Worse than that, he turned the tables. To win a game of cat and mouse, you have to know who is the cat and who is the mouse.
So the turn's tabled.
It's still quite warm and too warped to open.
Go up the ladder.
Hello?
Oh. There's got to be some sort of light or something. Jeez. No brightness setting.
My God, what a fire. I hope Constable Oliver can at least reach the engine. A lot was damaged by the sudden stop, but the bowl was thick enough to survive the fall. Carling Black Label, a British beer.
Oh.
No good. Insufficient alcohol content. For practical purposes, I mean, not for drinking. Whiskey, scotch, rum, liqueurs. Enough to entertain everyone on the train all the way from Paris to Istanbul. High-proof rum. Could be useful. Rum from Austria. Believe it or not, it's 80% alcohol by volume. There's no way anyone would drink it straight. I bought it last week, second-hand. I liked it because it seems to tell a story. It was set aside for a newer model, even though it's still quite okay. Champagne. The finest. Maybe we'll open a bottle if we get out of the tunnel alive. Until then, though, it's no use to me. I filled the bowl about a third of the way with rum. Phew, strong stuff. The other passengers escaped from the train. I can see their silhouettes in the light of the fire. If I don't hurry up and uncouple the freight car, they'll suffocate.
Yeah, but I need light, apparently.
Oh, pardon me. I did not
Scare
mean
the
to
shit out of
scare
me.
you.
Did anyone act suspiciously before the explosion? Did anyone leave their seat, for example?
I was the only one on the train who wasn't seated when the freight car exploded. Thank God. Otherwise, I would have been caught by the blast as well.
You certainly were lucky.
Perhaps I was. What happened over there?
You're wearing
The
gloves
inspector
as well.
said something about gas canisters that exploded.
If Inspector Legrand says so, it must be so, right?
I have been to war, and this was no minor explosion. I rather doubt that the freight car was packed to the roof with gas canisters.
The investigations are ongoing, but first we have to get the burning train out of the tunnel.
Of course.
Okay, I'll decouple the buried freight car.
All right.
Doctor? Can you give me a few matches?
Oh, certainly.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'll meet you outside.
Do hurry.
The
I don't know
chair
why we're
either
looking
fell
at
over thanks to the sudden stop, or an escaping passenger knocked it over. Wanting to get off the train as quickly as possible after a sudden stop and a massive tremor, that's understandable. I noticed the extinguisher earlier. Doesn't match the decor. I suppose that the railway company had to comply with safety regulations at the cost of aesthetics. It'd be useless against the fire out there, and it's too cumbersome to carry around. At best, I can use it here.
I'm making a torch
All
and I
right,
didn't
let's
even
go.
know it. Use the chair leg with the curtain. Use the torch with alcohol.
That should do it. I filled the bowl about a third of the way with rum. Phew, strong stuff. I filled the bowl about a third of the way with rum.
Come on, bro. You got a match in your hand.
Phew, strong stuff. The alcohol burns with a dim blue flame. It doesn't shed enough light and will probably burn out in a few seconds. Won't solve my lack of light. I'll have to try something else.
Alright, we'll figure this out here. Grab the curtain. Okay. Now.
I bought it last week, second-hand. I liked it because it seems to tell a story. It was set aside for a newer model, even though it's still quite okay. It's smoking and the curtain's turning black, but it's not actually catching fire. I don't know what kind of material this is made of. Something that's not easy to set alight at any rate. I'll have to try something else.
Okay.
That should do it. Can't really say the fabric was eager to soak up the rum. I, on the other hand, soaked up enough in my fingers to smell like a drunk. That'll get me something like a Molotov cocktail. I want light, but I don't want it to come from a wall of flames. I'll never set fire to the chair like using matches. I need a better plan. I've filled the bowl about a third of the way with rum. Phew, strong stuff.
So, light the bowl with the rum.
Just as I expected, the alcohol burns with an almost invisible flame. It's taking too long. Time is running out.
Okay, what if I just soak the rum? Nah, I can't.
A fine, but rather heavy curtain. The surface shimmers and feels smooth. Probably doesn't burn easily, like the tablecloths. Safety regulations require it, which, given the present situation, is actually a good thing. The alcohol on the curtains will burn just as dimly as in the bowl. It's no good.
Can I get another piece of the curtain?
I don't see Legrand or the constable, but I can make out the silhouettes of some of the passengers. They seem to be unscathed. All the same, the fire is getting bigger, and I don't have much time.
I get that. I'm trying to figure this out.
I should concentrate on uncoupling the freight car. I'm positive that Legrand has everything else under control.
Alright, so that's everything. I guess I just need this stuff here. I don't know.
The flame is hot, but it's no use as a light source. It's taking too long. Time is running out. I'll never set fire to the trailer using matches. I need a better plan. I expect the rum will burn like ethanol, but I'd better not test that theory in the bottle. It's taking too long. Time is running out. It's taking too long. Time is running out. The alcohol on the curtain burns just as darkly as in the bowl. It's no help.
No. That.
A fine, but rather heavy curtain. The surface shimmers and feels smooth. Probably doesn't burn easily, like the tablecloths. Safety regulations require it, which, given the present situation, is actually a good thing. There's a noticeable draft here. Maybe it's because of the fire, or perhaps there's still a hole through which the air is coming. The latter will be quite welcome. It will buy us some more time. Okay, I'll smear some grease on the curtain.
Oh?
I can feel cold metal and a screw thread, and a lot of grease, but I can't do more without light.
Okay. Now that the rag is smeared with grease, it should burn different. Excuse me. Okay. Use the cherry leg with. Boom. And then. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the god of fire.
Fire! That one says Prometheus.
That's better now. Incredibly basic mechanism. The kind that lasts forever. A lever on a pressure sleeve running along a thread. Won't budge. Too much tension on the coupling. Aha! I can uncouple it with this lever. Okay. There we go. Time to get out.
Alright. That was so weird.
Listen, everybody. Listen. Robert, what's the situation?
Yeah, I couldn't find the engineer, so I got in the driver's cab myself and released the brake.
All right. Good job. You too. Listen, please.
Matty! Where's Matt? Where's my son?
Relax, madame. I'm sure...
Help! Matty! No!
It's okay, I played zombies. Oh, that was the best, never mind. Get up there, bro, you can do it! Woo! You did it!
Matt, where are you? Oh.
Sprinter is what that trophy is called.
Matt, are you there? Nothing.
Oh, I fell and got a boo-boo.
The engine and the coal tender are burning stronger and hotter. The airflow is feeding the flames. I have to decouple the wagons immediately. Sooner or later, the engine will be blown apart. Damn, that makes things extremely complicated. Hey, there you are. What were you thinking? Ah, come out of there.
Is he gone?
Is who gone?
The man.
What man?
There was a man. He was coughing.
One of the passengers?
I think he came down from the roof.
What are you doing on the train anyway? Why didn't you wait in the tunnel with the other passengers?
I wanted to get my pistol.
Your pistol?
There's so many cops and thieves and explosions and everything, then I need a pistol too.
Makes sense. All right. First, I'll stop the train, and then we'll have a chat, okay? You want to come out? Good idea. You stay put.
I'm decoupling the cars, I thought.
I suppose this handbag belongs to Miss Miller, Matt's mother. Lady Westmacott's bag is probably smaller and more expensive. Aha.
You never know.
Matt saw something. It could prove to be very useful, but if I don't stop the train soon, I won't be able to use that information in this lifetime.
I have to barter with him with the pistol.
I can't get in. I presume the Baroness's luggage toppled over and is blocking the door.
Yeah, let's say that.
Professor Lucien's suitcase. Unlike the leather bag, he left it behind when he fled the train with the other passengers. I don't think there's anything interesting in it. Whatever the professor is hiding from me, it's in his leather bag.
So why would you give me the option to search the suitcase?
My situation isn't that desperate. A large, soft towel, very comfortable. I'll wrap it around my neck to keep my hands free. What have you got yourself into? Couldn't you have just let it be? But no, of course not. And now you're here, on an out-of-control train in the Alps, responsible for the life of a child who'd be doomed without you. What are you waiting for, eh? Time to save the day. The tanks don't seem to be damaged. The water is still running. It's soaking up the cold water.
Wait, there's another thing I can do there.
When the high and mighty travel, they travel in style.
I probably needed that because, like you said, there's fire coming up. It's probably too hot.
If the emergency brake doesn't work, I'll have to try something else. Here goes. Ouch! Hot!
Yeah.
Locked. This door leads to the tender. It will be uncomfortable, no doubt, but I don't think that the flames are directly behind the door. I suppose there's a relatively safe space in the lee of the tender where one could stay a little while.
Hey?
An axe is for emergencies. If this isn't an emergency, I don't know what is.
No doubt. What's this?
The emergency brake either was damaged in the explosion or was sabotaged. But whatever, it's not working. I think I should try to uncouple the engine. I mean, how else can I stop the train?
Okay, got it. Game plan. Uncouple the engine. Break the door. Let's go. Let's get some. Hulk smash.
Okay. We'll do it the hard way.
Boom! Here's Johnny. What?
The towel is soaked, it's cold, it's heavy, and the water is slowly running down my back. I hope it's worth it. The wet towel around my head will protect me. With headgear like this, I can dare to plunge into the inferno.
That was the plan, I mean...
Ah, the coupling. It looks just like the one on the freight car. That means at first I have to turn that thing there. That keeps it under tension. It's not working. Even if I could reach the lever with my hands, I wouldn't have the strength to move it. That should do the trick. The coupling won't release because it's under too much tension.
Just bang on it. That fixes everything. Like you said, it's the 60s. Just needs a couple of whacks. Can I do it? Or should I go and, like, get some more water?
That's not just smoke. I can actually taste lumps of ash. It's time for my deputy sheriff's story.
What?
uncoupled the locomotive at full speed. Not bad, eh?
Do you think we'll get in trouble?
Because of the locomotive? I don't think so. It was pretty old already. Come out so we can have a chat. I checked the entire train. There's no one on it except for us. What an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me,
new music.
What did you see on the train?
Well, it was like this. I wanted to get my pistol.
Oh, do we get to become the kid now? Oh, cutscene, okay. Coughing man. He definitely has a hat on. So like the conductor or... Oh, that was stupid of me. Left a note?
And then?
When the guy was gone, I got up and banged on the window. I wanted to get out of there, but then I thought, what if the guy can hear me from the next car? So I got scared, and I hid again.
You did well. The envelope that the man lost, where is it?
I thought it might be important.
I think we should have a look. Some cash. An Italian passport. Blank. Very
Nice.
interesting. And here, a ticket for
the cruise!
What?
The tickets we have for the big ship from Venice to Cairo look exactly the same.
Interesting.
I knew
May
it.
I keep it?
What do you want to do with it?
Take a vacation.
Oh, I keep forgetting about that. Press square to highlight all objects in the scene. Oh.
It's evidence.
And my chance to go with you.
The ticket and everything else in the envelope are part of my investigation. And you have no part to play in Cairo.
If I hadn't given you the envelope, you'd have no proof that the Raven's heir would be on the ship.
Ugh. The ship is his next chance to steal the eye. And he won't give up until he has it.
And that's precisely why you should let me come along.
No.
What else did you find out in the tunnel?
Not much. After we came out of the tunnel, Robert and I questioned the passengers.
Which didn't turn up anything new.
No. The engineer and the fireman were missing. They were found a few kilometers back on the track. Both claimed to have been overwhelmed by a shadow and thrown off the train.
But you don't believe that.
I'm checking their stories. One of them may have been paid to eliminate the other one.
How could the Raven's heir have found out about the trap? How was he able to put the dynamite in the box and place the letter?
The dynamite was probably already in the box when I put it in the safe. I didn't check it.
You had no reason to do so.
It wasn't my only mistake. I knew someone was on the roof of the freight car, but I let myself be distracted by that damned letter.
How did you know?
Too late. I should have reacted instantly.
And what about the ship? I have earned the right to join you.
What you did was extraordinary. Far more than anyone could have a right to expect from you.
And you still want to leave me behind?
You met our foe and barely escaped with your life. You may not be that lucky next time.
It wasn't luck.
You can return to Switzerland with your head held high. Enjoy your triumph.
I have not achieved anything yet. The fiend tried to kill us, and he's still at large.
What do you got to say about that, bro?
We're here.
That's what I thought. I'm going. But I feel like this is a good place to save the game and call her for tonight. I do hope you guys have enjoyed. I've enjoyed. We busted a decent little chunk of the game. I figure the boat will be the next section. Just gonna wait until it gets to playable game so I can save it properly.
It's about the unfortunate events on the train. I'm to return to Paris and explain myself.
But sir, what about the eye?
They want to inform the Egyptian authorities that there might be a burglary attempt.
Might?
Egyptian authorities? What if the jewel is stolen at sea?
I know. I never received it. Keep a close watch on the loading of the eye, Robert.
Aye, sir. It was a pleasure meeting you, Constable Zellner.
Naughty, naughty.
What is the constable's problem with me?
I think he's jealous. Scotland Yard assigned him to assist me, just as you were sent by the Swiss authorities.
With the distinction that he may go to Egypt.
Robert is to accompany me at all times. Your mission was restricted to Switzerland.
At this moment, I want to be sent back to Switzerland just as much as you want to be sent back to Paris.
I know, but I'm walking on thin ice, and I can't carry you too.
And the second eye is in that safe?
Yes, an emerald. It's been kept in a bank in Zurich since the start of the war. I personally took it out of the bank vault, and Professor Lucien certified that it was the real thing.
And while a fake jewel was sent by train,
the real one was brought here in an armored car.
How is it protected?
You can only open the safe if you have 3 special keys. Professor Lucien has one, and Baroness von Trebitz, who's paying for all this, has the second. The third was sent by air courier to Dr. Abbas Mokhtar, the director of the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
So, not even you could possibly open the safe before it arrives in Egypt.
That's correct. We don't want to make it too easy for potential thieves.
Commendable. I hope you're aware of the fact that you're risking your career.
Indeed I am.
Why do you care so much about this case? Someone pretends to be the Raven, and you promptly risk your career?
What if he's not just pretending?
What do you mean by that?
It's his handwriting. And there's only one person who ever called me Nico. Have you ever considered the possibility that I shot the wrong man?
But what do you mean by that?
Let us assume just for a moment that the person I shot and who fell from the roof was not the Raven. Who would have cared enough to uncover the truth? The chief of police, the politicians? No. They wanted to revel in a successful manhunt, and it was the best thing that could have happened to the Raven. The search for him was over. He had no reason to fear me anymore. I had so many medals afterwards that he could hear them jingling kilometers away.
And now he's back? And you're the only one who can stop him? Does that sound probable to you?
The feathers, the letters. Nico. No one outside the police force knew that the Raven used to call me that in his letters.
Policemen gossip, and there are plenty of forgers. You can't seriously intend to stake your reputation on such weak evidence.
My reputation rests on something that I probably did not do. I have to find out who's behind all this.
Let's review. One of the 2 most valuable jewels in the world was stolen. Obviously, the second one will be next. And you suspect a legendary burglar who's been dead for 5 years.
Go on.
The second jewel is about to be put on board over there, in a safe that requires 3 keys. Our thief may already have the first key, the archaeologist's key, from the train. We don't know anything about the status of the second key, which was meant to be air freighted to Cairo.
We have to assume that he already has it.
Therefore, there's just one key left. The Baroness's.
Correct.
So, you'll need my eyes on board.
Look, you can keep your eyes open for me here on the wharf. I'd be most grateful. But when this ship sets sail, you will not, I repeat, not be on board.
But, Inspector...
That's right,
We're dealing with a dangerous
be on
man,
board.
and I will pursue him regardless of the consequences. I won't let you get mixed up in this affair.
It's
Yep,
still
whatever
my
you
decision.
say.
No,
Scout,
it's not.
honor.
It's mine, and I've already made it. Good day, Constable Zellner.
Okay, we're gonna save her here, and I will pick it up from here. I am getting tired. My apologies. But I do hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys did enjoy, you guys know what to do. Please smash that like button so that way I know you guys are enjoying it. It's going to be a little bit different of gameplay than what we're used to, but I hope it's a little variety, like a little break. But yeah, if you do, definitely make sure you smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, and that way you're notified of when I do more stuff like this. I do appreciate you guys, and I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace!